round 12 of season 6 NRL. We are in Brazil today. I hope that you can't hear the game I have on in the background. Anyways, like I said, we're here for round 12 in Brazil, Interlagos, and thanks to Toss, who once again was not able to tell me when we were loading in. We are already having cars on track. Tires, everyone on softs by the looks of it. Let me go through the standings real quick, if we have them, which I don't know. Yeah, we do. So we still have ERT Samba in first, who hasn't raced in like 5 races or something. K-Rob in second, Henry in third, Hornsey in fourth, Stein in fifth. I don't think, no, they're both in racing. So we're missing Stein and Hornsey and Henry today. So big chance for K-Rob to first of all take over the championship lead and Dundee doing Haas things. I say CBA going through the standings, never mind. I'll put up the stream on my phone. Where is it? Descriptions. There it is. Wash handball play. I don't think I've ever played handball in my life, but thank you. Okay, let's look at Tails bitte. We have a new guy racing today. Soccer King Lou 02. Oh, that actually rhymes. Nice. I think he joined the league yesterday. I haven't heard of him before. He said that he races on 108 AI, so I think he should be doing pretty decent. Maybe fighting for top 5. In terms of pole time, I imagine we're going to see mid 106s. We're starting off with a 107.0, so that's a pretty good banker that compares this. But yeah, like I said, I imagine 106.6, maybe 106.5. That's what I imagine pole to be. Panda, not the best banker. And yeah, that's Diagonal Mar dead. I think that's Tomasi in the Discord. So yeah, you just fucking suck, mate. Okay, Soccer King Lou starts off the 108.1. Tamma goes into PC 107.6. So, and Hornsey already in the 106. So, is this the return of the good qualifier Hornsey? I can't remember the last time he actually qualified. So yeah, it's nice to see him back up there. Let's look at Dace, who's usually pretty decent around Brazil. I don't know what I wanted to say, Spa. Yeah, it's not a good second split, so this is going to be miles off. But it's only the first lap, and the first lap doesn't really matter. He always wants to have a decent bank on the ball, but it's not that important. It's 107.5, which still gets him P3, but he's pretty far off of P1. K-Rob out on the mediums, it's also pretty decent around Brazil. He actually picked up a lot of pace recently. I'm not sure where his pace is coming from all of a sudden, but he's kind of rapid lately. Doing very well in SFR. Raced him in PRL Zandvoort last week, where he was up there until he died, and then he wasn't up there anymore. But yeah, it's not the fastest medium lap, but maybe he's just trying to save a set of softs, as Brazil is pretty prone for safety cars and getting penalties for warming up your tires on the safety car. yeah, but that's in the past. Mark in the pits, I wonder if he's going to go out or if he's going to get harassed by his mother, which would not enable him to go out. Then we have Toss, who famously killed Cornet fighting for the win and then blamed Cornet. But yeah, he has a one-shot quali today on his best track. I think he had his birthday was like exotic. That's not where you want to be on track. I think his birthday was a few days ago, and he said he's going to make himself a present with a win. So let's see how this goes with the one-shot quali. Helvina at the moment, I think the only one on a hot lap. It's not the best first sector, and is he dead? No, he's not. Close enough though. Dundee back out on track, Stuart a little bit out on track. Cadrop going for another run on the mediums. He did that last week in Canada and it completely caught me off guard. He just went for 2 hot laps in a row. SFR Canada, of course. Being very cautious through turn 4, I think. Yeah, must be turn 4. Uphill right, very easy to lose the rear, very easy to invalidate by going wide. And then the infield, which is just that left-hander just goes on forever. Very tough braking into this hairpin and very tough exit as well. Flat out left. It's not completely flat out at the start of the race on high fuel, but the lower the fuel loads get, the easier it is to take flat. Also, obviously, depends on what setup you run. Androp does improve by 2/10, but doesn't improve his position. Let's look at Bundy, who's up by 24 seconds in the first sector. So it's a decent second selector split, but I don't think he might jump into the top 3, I would say, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get P1 for now. Oh, that's very close to the limit right there. Yeah, he gets himself into P3. So it's pretty good second lap, but the gaps are so close on this track. It's basically like Austria. I think NRL. I think we had a queue back in 2020 when we ran full qualifying. I think the first 14 or something were within half a second in a Q2 session. Something ridiculous like that. So the Cats is a bit loose through the center S. See if he can improve in sector 1. He does, they're over 10. 0.5 is actually pretty decent first sector. Ooh, slightly goes over the curb on the exit of turn 4, which really unsettles your car. And the curbs in general are a joke in this game, but we already know that. He has constant throttle input. Ooh, and that's a bit too much curb there. What about Days? Who's right behind Kels gets out of the way nicely. It's a bit funny seeing Days short shift despite having medium traction control, but yeah, never mind. He's over half a second up in sector 2, so this could get him into the 106s if he got a nice last corner, which would put him into P2 for now, and he does get into the 106s. Gets ahead of Kalsis, who is to start another lap, and let's hop on board with a new guy. Never mind, he's invalid. What about 4D? Not improving in sector 1, 10 miles improving by 3/10 in sector 1, and that's... Wow! That was a great save by Temno. I was for sure thinking he's going to die, but he kept it out of the wall. Masood about to finish a lap. wow, takes a lot of inside curb there, which you actually have to rotate the car, but if you take too much, again it really unsettles your car and makes you really step out. Goes ends up being last out of the guys who set a lap. Savina invalid again. Days in lap. Kels is also invalid. Dundee on another outlap. Tamba invalid. Bodhi in P6. Soccer King. That's not invalid. I think he just had a huge lift out of that corner to make sure he stays valid. I imagine that cost him a lot of time. Most likely all the time he gains in Sector 1. Let's look at the second sector split. He might still improve. Oh, he's improving by 8/10. I'm not sure how, but it must have been a huge lift to stay valid. If he actually goes into P4, so that's a decent lap from him. Just 5 thousandths out of Dundee. What about Tamba? Now about to come up to the second sector split. And he's improving by half a second as well, so that would also put him on a low 0.7, which would make him like the fourth guy on a low 0.7. So as I've mentioned before, Brazil is one of those short tracks where everyone is just so close to each other. Yeah, 200s behind Kelsey. Oh, what was that? Dundee just interesting lines by the Hungarian. Sjodlin improved his last time by a half second. I don't know if Wood is on the lap. He's very lonely, yeah, so I don't imagine he is. Okay, what about Mark? Goes into P8. Okay, let's look at his teammate Kadyrov, who's carrying Alpine. It's not surprising with Mark as a teammate, but oh, he actually set a lap. So Alpine's actually very close to each other. Mark just over 900s off of his teammate. Anyone else in a lap? Doesn't seem to be a fast lap. No. Okay, let's look at standing 497 trip. I think that's Victor in the Discord. He's actually pretty fast, so see if he can put himself up there. I'm not sure. I think more than no. Tom GoPro had a quali ban, so that's why he's retired. And Toss, like I mentioned earlier, is on a one-shot quali, so he will only get one chance at setting a fast lap. He can be lucky that Domi is not racing, otherwise he would get blocked on his lap. Looking very smooth this lap so far from standing crib with 50.4 seconds sector split. I think that should be an easy 106, maybe a 0.8. So this could actually put him into P1. It does. 106.795. The third guy into the 106s next to Hornsey and Days. Exotic just starting a lap. Exotic is pretty handy around Brazil from what I remember. It's improving by 2.5 tenths in sector 1. Let's hope the cars there just move out of the way for him. Standing crib. Oh, that looked like he was about to cross over the track onto the racing line again. This is looking like a very neat lap so far from Exotic. So obviously not known as fastest qualifier. He is known for getting 25-second penalties each race. That's actually a great lap so far. Oh, that was so close to invalidating. But this should be a 106 as well if he... Is it? Is it? No. Ah, just off of 106. Well, that's a great lap from Exotic. Okay, let's look at this. Wow, very squirrely on the exit there. He's down on his time. Let's jump on board with Kels to see what his first sector split is. He's improving by half 10. Data's actually slowing down. I don't know what he's doing, but let's jump on board with him later on. Kels is staying in 4th gear through the long left-hander, which is interesting to see. Also staying in 4th gear through that hairpin. And I don't know if he is going to be very happy with Toss ahead of him. I think he will appreciate the slipstream he's going to get down the straight now. But yeah, that's a huge slipstream actually. I think that slipstream just got him pole position for now. That's mad. I think he was just about improving in sector 2 and then all of a sudden he gained 3/10 down the main straight. So yeah, interesting tactics there by Toss, and Stuart just went to the right into the wall. Which is also interesting. Oh, and Halsey goes P1 with 106.5. I'm sorry I missed that, but I feel like the birthday boy deserves some recognition. He's a bit deluded, to be fair, thinking that Scotland is going to qualify for the World Cup when they have to play the GOAT, Gareth Bale, of course. See if he can get himself into the top 10, which I imagine he can. And he actually goes into P4 though. That's a great lap from Toss. Avina invalid again. I don't think he managed to get a single valid lap in. Mark is down in sector 1. It wouldn't be too bad if he can get P11, which he will because no one behind him is on the lap. Taking the Will Ants line right through the grass. So looks like that's quali over. Oh fuck, I didn't want to open Discord. I have 3 pings. Why do I have 3 pings? Can people shut up? One sec. So, that's quali done and dusted. I was a bit confused, but I think that's ads in the background. Anyways, yeah, that's Honzi in pole by over a 10. So very untypical for NRL. We have some pretty big gaps between the top guys. We have Honzi in P1, over 10th ahead of Katzis in P2, who himself has 1.5 tenths gap to standing crib, who himself has 1.5 tenths gap to Toss, and then it gets a bit closer. Toss out of days, Tam, Exotic, Kelrob, Soccer King, Lou in his debut getting a pretty decent P9, IRL Dundee running out the top 10, and then with Marks and Stuart right next to each other on the grid, which is always going to be fun as they absolutely love each other. Hoodie and Wool Ends, P13, Tails, Mr. Wood, Havina. And then we have the two Red Bulls at the back. Havina with a 126.2, which would be a great lap around Silverstone. But Silverstone is obviously like 2 kilometers longer than Brazil. So around here it's a pretty trash lap. But yeah, I don't know what we're waiting for. There we go. I'm just jinxing Honzi right now, asking in the chat if he's back on form. Alright, let's go through the standings again. Honzi and Kelsis on the front row, then we have Standing Crib, Toss the Cable and Days running out the top 5, Tamak, Zolik, Kelrob, Soccer King Lou, Dundee and the top 10, and then the first guy with 3 tire choice and P11 is Mark. Then we have Stuart, Rodi, Willans, Tails, Mr. Wood, Havina, and the 2 guys without a lap, Diagonal because he sucks, and Top Low Prof because he had a quali ban. Tails actually set his lap on a set of mediums, so I would imagine that he did not manage to get a lap in on softs. Otherwise, I don't think why he would stay in P15 on the mediums. But yeah, pretty uneventful qualifying. A few spins, but apart from that, not much going on. The strategy around here is a pretty easy one-stop, soft to medium. You might even go for hards and just try to stick with the guys ahead and hope that the hards come back later in the race, but I don't think it's a viable option to go for the hards, as the medians are pretty durable and fast for the whole race around here, or the whole second stint rather. But yeah, right now sitting on the grid looking at the race director, which is obviously exciting to see. That's a toss. Just asked what country Mark of Kenya is from, which is a very good question. I have no fucking clue what the fuck that is. He's a different nationality each week. 1 week he was Russian. I think that was when we raced in Singapore, and he got taken out on his way to the podium, which was very well deserved. Obviously because it's Mark, not because he was running a Russian flag. But looking at the tire strategy so far, we have quite a few guys opting to go for softs, unless they are going to change it, because we still have a bit of time left. I don't really see the point in starting on softs when you're outside the top 10. I think if you're outside the top 10, you should take advantage of the free tire choice, which Mood does, but he goes for hards, which is interesting, considering what I've said earlier, that the mediums are fast for the whole stint and don't really drop off. Well, they do, but every tire drops off. So yeah, Hoodie, Will and Tails are opting to start on the softs, which is funny to see, especially because Tails set his only qualifying lap on the mediums, and now he decides to start on the softs. I mean, maybe they are thinking about doing something different or hoping for an early safety car, which could work, as I've said earlier. you do get quite a few safety cars around Brazil. It's not like a track. It's not like France, for example, where it's basically impossible to smash into a wall unless you're Mark of Kenya, who makes everything possible when it comes to crashing and doing stupid shit. But yeah, Mr. Wood on hards is also going to be interesting. Definitely keep an eye out for him. Cheers, lad. No problems, mate. So yeah, I think oh no, we actually don't. I think that's 2 Dutch guys in the top 3, a Norwegian, a Scot, an American, another Norwegian, another American, another American. I think he is Dutch as well. And then Danny the Hungarian, Mark of Kenya, who's obviously from Oman. That's why his name is Kenya. Anyways, I'm going to hop on board with Kellerop, I think, to get a bit more of the field, other than just the top 2 or the top guys. Alright. Oops. I can't even see the lights, which is great. Ah, there we go. 4, 5 lights, and away we go for round 12 in Brazil. Looking like a pretty good start from Kelsen, who jumps up into P1, hones. Oh! Level 4 cars completely off track. I don't know what happened there. And Dundee made up 5 positions already. I think Stewart as well made up a lot of positions. And that's a AFTR in the background going completely off track. Will Ants and Mark of Kenya going side by side. Let's have a more with tails and look at that from behind. Will, of course, on the software market, it's a huge step of OSD, and I think he's going to lose 2 positions because of that. Yeah, Tails also managing to go fast, and we have Soccer King and Tammer going side by side. Soccer King, of course, still has to get to know these guys, as he is racing for the first time in NRL. And Stewart, also the great start from P12 to P6. I think that's what happens when you just manage to stay out of trouble and get through the first few corners cleanly. He has a pretty gap to the guys ahead though, but he is on medium, so that is to be expected. And Tamba, is he going to go for a move on Stewart? He's a bit too far back, so can't really send it into turn 4 from far back. Really have to be next to the other car to make a move into the corner. It's not the heaviest braking zone, so yeah. That's an Alpine round. I think that's Mark Kenya causing a yellow flag, which is nothing new, but I think I should still mention it. And Tema's struggling a bit, or he's getting held up by Stewart than it's him struggling. I think he will make sure to get past as soon as possible, but not like that. And Tamma and Soccer King, everyone in that group using up a lot of EIS behind Stewart. Oh, sticks his nose next. Oh, and that's both guys around. It was a very ambitious move by Soccer King, trying to go around the outside into someone. But yeah, that was never going to work. It would have been a nice move, but it was a bit too ambitious trying to go around the outside. And Timer obviously not looking to sit back and just let him have the position, so it might be, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see that one in the steward's office, but looked like a racing incident to me, and just the weird physics of the game. Top 5, consisting of Kelsey, Standing, Crip, Hornsey, Dace and Dundee, with 3-second gap to Stewart. Stewart now with a bit of breathing room behind due to that incident. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see. That's another yellow flag, and I think that Soccer came around again. Yeah, but Kellerup is in the pits, so it looks like he must have gotten damage. Maybe hitting one of the spinning cars in the center S. A Standing Crip swaps positions with what happened to Dace? So I completely missed Dace dying, but Dace is now down into P10 and Dundee crucially already back within a second of the guys ahead, because I think Brazil must be one of the hardest tracks to catch a DRS train on. So he has to make sure he stays within a second, but he's out again, so yeah, this is not looking too good for Dundee right now. I think if he doesn't, he won't have DRS down the straight, and he's completely out of ES, so yeah, this is going to be a tough few laps for Dundee. If the guys that don't do anything stupid and fight like crazy. And oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? So there was, I think, Toss and Tamba coming, Tails coming together. Then Will got caught up in it, and then Exotic hit Will. So I think Will is without a front wing. Yeah, he has no front wing. Don't know if Avina has damage, but I imagine Exotic surely has front wing damage. Yeah, Toss doesn't have a front wing. What about Tails? Does he have one? It does look like his front wing is still intact. What do you do now? I'm pretty sure that you can go to the end on hards if you want to. So let's look at the top 3 and see what they do. So they all opt to pit, but the question is, what tire are they going to choose? And Stewart pits as well. So I'm seeing a lot of mediums. Yeah, Standing Crip goes for mediums, Dundee goes for medium, Kelsis goes for mediums, and Hornsey, out of the top guys, the only one to go for the hards. Of course we have Stuart Little, who had to go for hards after starting on the mediums. One sec. Yeah, and Tates retired after that incident with Toss. It looked like Toss was very far ahead. I jumped onto it a bit late, so I didn't see the whole thing. But yeah, I imagine we're going to see that one in the stewards office as well. So 6 laps in and we're already having quite a few incidents. The lap 1 tussle with 4 cars going off in the center S. Then we had Soccer King and I think Tamba getting caught up with each other, and then that huge incident causing the early safety car. So we have Farina and Tom Gopra who decided to stay out, which is interesting. Maybe they are hoping for another late safety car and then they just pit for soft. But yeah, they're going to lose a lot of positions to the guys on fresh tires behind. Horns just has to make sure that he stays with the medium runners because yeah, his tires are going to be insanely fast compared to the mediums towards the end. I imagine that the mediums are going to make it the whole race from now on, but yeah, I think they're going to lose a lot of pace. We have Caliber who's on soft. Exotic, let me check if he got damage. So Williams changed his front wing, Exotic changed his front wing, Toss changed his front wing. So yeah, okay, Mark got front wing damage, Rob, Daze, and Soccer King. So Daze, he did drop a lot of positions out of nowhere. So it looks like he actually did hit the wall as well. He's now in P12. And to my surprise, Stewart does not have a track limit penalty yet. And we are on lap 7. Let's see how many warnings he has. Only one! Good job, Stewart. I'm proud of you. Yeah, actually we don't have any track limit penalties so far. I imagine it's not going to stay like this. Especially when you have Stewart, Exotic and Daze in the same race. It's just inevitable. I don't know if Fonzie is trying to burn fuel right now. Looks like he is, but usually the fuel usage is pretty high in Brazil. So he has to be cautious and not burn too much. But yes. I got pinged to shut the fuck up by Stewart. I love you too, Stewart. Just make sure you stay on track. You know the white line next to the curb? Don't cross that. That's what gives you warnings. So, you see those things next to the track? Don't cross them. And we do have the safety car coming in this lap. It's very late around here because obviously the second sector split ends right before the last corner. I don't know if you can count those things as corners. But yeah, before the last braking down on this track. Let's see. And Selena does floor it, but not the best restart. Standing grip all over the back of Tom already. Ooh. And I think Tom must have hit the back of Avina. He lost so much time there, and that's Wood dropping down a lot of positions. So I think, or I would think that he made contact with someone, and that's Toss retiring. Are we going to see another safety car? No, I don't think we will. But yeah, Toss, after saying he's going to win this race for his birthday, first challenge, he just fucking dies like an idiot. Hornsey and Dundee going side by side through the infield. This is where the mediums are going to make a huge difference. Because you obviously need the grip on exits. So obviously Dundee's not going to get a penalty for that, as the game automatically reset him for just drifting into Nirvana. Oh, and yeah, that's standing crypt, just ignoring the existence of Havina. Just turned in as if Havina wasn't there. So that's another incident, and yeah, I think that's a pretty obvious one as well. Havina usually does report incidents, and Tom is the first guy with a pen after having a huge snap coming out of the double right. Fonzie still managing to keep up with the front guys. And Dundee, by the way, retired in the pits. And I don't know how, but that's Havina off track again. But I do know how. I think it's because he's bad. We have Days and Woody, the two teammates, fighting. Are they going to keep it clean? Yeah, kinda. We've seen more touchier battles today already, as Diagonal managed to get past Stuart, and he will now try to catch up to the lead group. Tom's still going strong in P2 on his old mediums. I'm going to invite Toss real quick, as he said that he will join me if I invite him, so hang on a second. Where is he? Very far down the order, down the friend list, just like he's the latest. So we have Kelsis now finally getting past Tom. Kelsis is completely out of ES, never mind, everyone is completely out of ES, so it's not going to make a huge difference. I don't think Tom is going to go for another move. As Days now the next guy to pass Stuart. A lot of the front guys, Honda with the most amount of ES. He just got down to second. Wow. I think Toss just, yeah, there we go, Toss just joined the party. The guy who was supposed to win this race for his birthday. But now here we are. Hey, but hey, at least you're going to get to commentate your favorite track. Isn't that something?
It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing.
I mean, you said you were going to win this race, as Will is testing the limits of the track. Yeah. This, I don't know how it looked like from your POV, but we've had a lot of incidents already.
Well, I was caught up in turn 1 in lap 1.
Yeah.
When those like 3 or 4 cars were off, I was in there and I dropped about 6-7 positions, and then I get dive bombed on lap 5, which took me out. And I think me getting taken out actually is what caused the safety car.
Yeah. Will ended up hitting you, and then Exotic ended up hitting Will, and then we got a safety car, and then you just died.
Yeah, I think I hit the back of Will's car and just went into the wall. But it was a racing incident. It was just a bit of chaos on the restart at the back.
Yeah, I think we've already had like 5 or 6 incidents that we're most likely going to see in the steward's office. And then we had Dundee just completely spinning into Nirvana and getting reset to check by the game.
The stewards have had quite a quiet-ish season, and I think it looks like we're making up for it in these last 2 rounds.
Yeah, I've looked
They're
at
they're being made to work for their money now.
They're not earning. And so, looking at the front, we have Hornsey who's on the hards, and he's sticking in the DRS, so if he can keep up with the other guys, he's going to be going towards the end, as the hards are all, the mediums are obviously going to be fucked. Also very early safety car, and I think it's very ambitious to actually go for the mediums instead of just playing it safe and going for the hards.
Yeah, I think the mediums could maybe go a bit, he go over 20, but once they hit that 23 lap mark, everyone on the mediums is going to really struggle. And we probably will see some pit stops for softs at the end, but there will be some who try and go all the way on these mediums.
I think
that's when Hornsey and Stewart are going to come into play, exotic.
Yeah. Hornsey's by far in the best position at the moment. He's right at the back of all the medium runners, or the 2 medium runners, as Tom hasn't pitted yet. But
well, good to see Hornsey back at the front in qualifying.
I mean, it's the first time in like forever where he actually did a normal qualifying. But yeah, it's nice to see him back up there. And that's, I think, Hody's spinning.
That's Jordy.
Yeah.
He's off.
I have no idea what happened today, but he just dropped an insane amount of positions out of nowhere, and then looking at the race director, he did change his front wing, so pretty sure he just spun into the wall. And Diagonal is going back past Kelly Rob, which is not optimal, as Kelly Rob obviously can just pull the cars along on his softs, but Diagonal decides to fight for the position. That's just something I can't get into my head. I don't know if it's just me, but if I'm in that position, I'm just going to get Rob. I'm just letting Rob pass because I know that he's going to pit. I know that he's faster, and I know that he's going to make up the time that I can't make up to the cars ahead. So I really don't understand some of the fights.
I think Cali Rob's going to get past him anyway here by the looks of it. He's 2 tenths behind.
Yeah, he did get past. He did get past the lap before, but Diagonal decided to re-overtake down the next DS straight, and it looks like he's going to do the same thing again.
He's still attacking, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. It's just costing both of them time.
Diagonal's, he's draining the overtake as well. He's overtake on ERS, he's looking at down the inside. Cali covers it off, nice. I've just had a look here. This was Hornsey's first pole position since Singapore last season. So since round 2 of season 5. Mark's gone. What's happened?
It's just Mark being Mark. What did you expect? And now
a safety car? First safety car? There's nothing coming up on my screen.
It's a safety car, and I wonder if the medium guys are going to go for another set of mediums.
Cali Rob will pit.
Oh yeah, he will definitely pit for mediums.
He has to pit. Mediums can go to the end, no bother from now, so...
Yeah, definitely.
I can see a few.
And that's 2 drive-thrus.
Vincent at the front coming in. Kelsey's coming in. Tom had to pit anyway. He's coming in. Hornsey's coming in off the hards. Looks like everyone's coming in.
I think
anyone gets out.
I think you can actually put on a set of softs now if you're... And Diagonal just almost...
You could. Softs could work. Tambar in, he's got silver drive through. Everyone coming in. I don't think anyone's going to stay out.
Tom is going softs, which he obviously had to. Diagonal is going soft. And yeah, Hornsey goes mediums. Kelsis and Standing Crib go for another set of mediums as well. So this is perfect for those two. It's not the best. It's not the best timing for Tom. I think he would have hoped for the safety to come out maybe 2 or 3 laps later.
Yeah, softs will last, but the last maybe 3. I think once we get to lap 32, 33, that's when
yeah.
it's going to start getting hard. But 60% usually flashes up after about 16 laps on the softs.
Yeah.
At least with me, so
it's
right at the end.
It's a pretty early pit stop for the softs, but it's not the worst.
They'll definitely last.
Yeah, and don't forget, we're probably going to see like 2 or 3 laps on the safety car, which means basically no tire wear.
Did you see Stewart start?
I have no idea. Just saw that he went from like P12 to
was
P6.
P12 to P6, and then he actually got up to P5 because I think he got up to P5. I think someone went off. I don't know. I kind of get caught up at turn 1, and then when I rejoined, Stewart was like 3 cars in front of me.
I think the car that went off might have been Days. Because like I said earlier, he did drop out of nowhere and had to change his front wing. And Hody goes in for softs, I imagine. Which is not a bad call, I would say. He is going to lose a bit of track position.
Harvina, I think, might retire here because he had already pitted for new softs.
And
or he's just
Hody
decided.
Goes for old mediums. Hody went from 0 lap, or yeah, and
yeah, Harvina's gonna stay out. Harvina's just gonna take the advantage of. Oh, he's went on to mediums. Okay, interesting.
I'm pretty sure that Hody just retired because he got old mediums.
Tambar and P9 had a drive-through penalty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hody had one as well.
And Jordi had a drive-through as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if he thought. I don't think that he thought that he could serve it under safety car, but because he should know that he can't. He's been playing this game for so long, he has to know that he can't save his.
So two stops for everyone, apart from Tom and Woot. 1 stops each, and Soccer King's on 3 for whatever reason.
I'm still impressed by Stuart. He still doesn't have a track limit penalty.
Stuart had pace. There was not much of a pace gap between me and him, and he was on the mediums.
Oh, and the safety car again. It's very late, and now you have to make sure that you don't have a gap to the car ahead, so you don't get a penalty for closing that gap.
Shout out to all the Dutch people. I've just opened a big bag of strip waffles. See have you had a strip waffle before?
I have no idea what that is now.
It's I don't know.
Oh, and Tonzi just floored it. And I think
Red Bull's going wheel to wheel, diagonal.
I'm pretty sure that Honzi got like 4 illegal overtakes. And yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
he just went past like 4 cars.
Tambar spun and he still has a drive through to serve, so he might be gone. Honzi, we can look at that post race. But did he just kind of go for it early?
Yeah, he just went past everyone. I think he went from like P4 to P1, and maybe it's even worth it to get that penalty, because he made up so many positions, and he only got 5 seconds. So maybe that's something you could think about when you're in like P15. Just go past everyone in P1 and take the 5 seconds.
But you know, post race, if he's overtaking 3 people, you can get a 5-second penalty for each person. So that's gonna add up.
Nah.
He might end up with like 15, who knows.
I mean, Hornsey just dropped standing grip out of DRS already. So it's somewhat working for him.
And fastest lap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye on these Red Bulls because they're very close. They're both on softs. Both full-time drivers as well, so there should be some teamwork going on. But
I mean, considering what Diagon Ma did to Kellyrock right now, I don't think he's going to be playing much of a team game here. think he's just going to send it, which is fair enough. But I imagine Tom and Dynamo are going to be very aggressive on the medium guys, because they can see Hornsey just yeeting into the distance at the moment.
They both seem to have, well, Tom at least is much faster than Kelsey's. And
oh yeah, he is.
Diagonal's right in the back of Tom, so we might see that. But if Kelsey's and Standing can work together, there's a good chance they could hold him back.
And yes, the Dynamo is already going for it on his teammate, so as I said, he's not going to hold back, he's not going to play the team game.
Yellow flag at the end, that's Tambar in the last corner. He served his right through now.
Is Diagonal going to send it?
And Diagonal sent it back down. Tom forced wide.
Yeah, that was
a Hamilton Verstappen moment.
It was very aggressive, but I don't think there was anything wrong with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Shades of Vettel and Leclerc down there next lap.
Maybe. I mean, sadly we're not running simulation damage, so you can't get a puncture by touching someone's front wing. Maybe that's something to think about. Oh hell nah, I'm joking. You can't use simulation damage in league racing, it's impossible.
Yeah, no, you can still get some damage. I had side pod damage after that crash.
But I think you need...
That would have been a nightmare.
I think you definitely need simulation damage to get punctures from running over debris.
Yeah, Exotic going for P8 on Stuart into turn 1. That's clean, easy enough.
Exotic had
what,
a great
Stuart's coming
quali.
back. It's NIS.
Honestly, I have to say I was impressed by your quali lap. One shot quali and you still managed to get P4, but yeah.
Come on, Stuart.
Oh,
they're so close.
That's some great racing going on.
Stuart's doing brilliant this race. He's been struggling the last few rounds, but he's starting to show it.
But it's Ravina
getting Ravina almost lost it coming out that turn and then totally outbraked himself.
But there was some great racing there from Stuart and the Exotic, both getting very aggressive but leaving each other enough room. It's costing them a bit to the guys ahead.
The Exotic's only 2/10 behind Stuart now, coming up to his DRS, so I don't think Stuart's going to have much of a defence.
And Diagonal Mar and Kelts is going into turn 1.
Diagonal Mar's getting an extra penalty. He's at 8 seconds now, he was at 5 before.
Yeah, I think he got...
And Exotic is... Oh no, I thought not.
I'm looking at
Stuart
P2
so
right
close.
now. Yeah, and Diagonal Mar is now up into P2. Let's go back to Will Ants and Exotic. Oh, almost 3 wide.
Close. Soccer King right behind as well, Hervina and Mr. Wood.
Yeah, Soccer King also.
This train near the back. Soccer King spun. Oh, Hervina and Soccer King are gone. Unlucky.
It's very tough to run close behind someone going up that double right-hander.
That's Hervina's race done for sure. He has 1 damage. Soccer King should be alright to catch back up.
I think that was like his 3rd spin this race already, so heads off to him for sticking through it and staying in the race.
Yeah, you'd rather have them spin 5 times and keep going rather than spin once and DNF. Well, anyway, speaking of Will, there's Exotic coming into him in turn 1. Well, low on battery, Exotic right behind.
Exotic is actually doing a good job managing his battery through these battles.
Yeah, Exotic has well.
And that's going to be an easy pass.
Stuart's having a look. Will Stuart have a look in? He's a bit far behind.
Exotic is showing some great pace as well today. I've said it in quali. It's one of his better tracks.
Diagonal is slowly closing in on Hornsey on those softs.
I don't think
he's getting an extra 3 seconds. I think he's gained a couple of attempts. He has got an extra 3 seconds of penalties though. And those softs should die off at the end, and the mediums should start to pull away a bit.
Yeah, if he wants to win this race, he should already be ahead of Hornsey. So yeah, Hornsey is going to drop a lot of positions as well, obviously. So right now we have Standing Crip and Kelsis fighting for the win. I don't know if Standing Crip might get a penalty because he did spin out Havina on the safety car restart. He just took the apex like Havina wasn't existing. So, and Havina is usually someone who likes to report people.
Well, I will need to have a look at something. Will's not breaking himself. He's just hit Exotic in the rear. I will have to take a look at what happens because lap 1 was a bit chaotic, and lap 8 safety car restart was also a bit mental.
Yeah, I think we're going to see.
I'll have to get head steered to it. Take a look.
Oh, and Diagonal just completely went off.
And yep.
He didn't hit the wall. I think he just lost the rear, which just confirms the statement I made in quali about him, that he just sucks.
Yeah, well, he was up in P2, wasn't he? That was quite impressive, and all that work is gone now. And if anything, he might slowly fall back into Denise and Cali Rob.
Yeah. Now with his softs definitely not getting any faster.
No, Tom's looking good. Diagonal seem to struggle a bit coming out there. Dace is looking to make a move on Diagonal for P5.
Whoa, that was very
Diagonal
close.
moves late, and Dace is... Dace is gone, yeah. Oh.
And Dace just completely killed Cali Rob as well.
Cali Rob's, yeah. Safety car.
And that's another safety car.
That was... Diagonal's... That was a late move from Diagonal, and then he also closed the gap in the corner.
It's a tricky one.
That was tight.
Again, it's a late move by... It's a late move by Dace. It's an ambitious move by Dace. But there's also not much space left by Diagonal and Ma, and then I have no idea why Dace just kept going and didn't just slow down.
We need the power of replays, and
I'm just waiting for Dace to add Diagonal and call him names in the Discord, and then in 10 minutes. And then in 10 minutes him be like, so it was the heat of the moment, but you're still a fucking retard.
And Mr. Wood both took 5-second penalties for ignoring yellow flags, but I think that was after overtaking Cali Rob.
Can Hornsey serve his 5-second penalty?
That should be removed. Hornsey did serve his 5-second penalty.
So you can serve the penalty for overtaking cars under yellow flags. Oh yeah, he did serve it.
Yeah, but the cars that he overtook, he's now back behind them again.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I didn't think you could serve a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I thought it's only for speeding and... it's only for speeding.
Yeah, myself, because Will seems to have served that. So Will should get that removed, because I think that was from overtaking Cali when he was spun, and same goes for Woot. He has 5 seconds, but if I'm right, then that should also be removed. So Soccer King, Woot and Exotic are going to go for mediums for the last 6-7 laps. Everyone else, no softs. I'm going to put my money on Kelsey's to win. Calces, how do you pronounce that? Calces. I reckon Calces is gonna win this.
He's in a good position.
Strong. But Hornsey's to P2 and Stuart P3. Stuart podium. Come on.
If you think about it, you have Soccer King and a net P1 after penalties, despite him spinning like 3 times. So it just shows if you stay in the lobby and just keep going, good things might happen.
True.
And I think
we've got 7 retirements.
Yeah, well, I was about to say a lot of retirements today.
It's just your luck. Some races, I'm in the middle of eating a strip waffle. Some races you come out with like 0 retirement, 1 retirement. We had in Hungary, it was raining for 25 laps, and we had 1 DNF, and maybe like 1 or 2 spins the entire time, and they were self-inflicted, no incidents at all. And then you have races like this where, you know, safety car number 3, 7 DNFs.
I think the big problem we have at the moment is just that people can't go side by side. Like in the rain, when everyone is just on their own and can't go for a move, you can't get taken out. Because I think everyone is skilled enough to keep the car on track. But when you have tracks like Brazil where it's easy to overtake, where you have a lot of side-by-side action, like every single incident we had was basically caused by making contact. And I don't know why King
Yeah,
Lou,
did you see that? Yeah, Soccer King's
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not been penalised now as Mr. Wood. Yeah, you can see this is the track. This track is so fast and so easy to overtake, but at the same time, it's not a wide track. It's not a. I don't know. It's a Spain maybe you could say.
It's a narrow track.
Wide.
Yes.
This is very narrow and thingy, but still, it needs to be improved. We need to see how Exotic gets on.
I wonder. I don't even know if Exotic has ever led a safety restart. No offense.
Now Soccer King's gonna look in.
Oh, and Standing Crib just went through the middle.
Got the McLaren, everyone getting through safe, and the Ferrari's gone. Honesy's gone. Honesy, and he's hit a Red Bull as well. He's dropped. He's got wing damage as well. He kind of just rebounded by the looks of it.
Oh, and
Stewart in diagonal. And Exotic's gone. Oh no!
I'm pretty sure that was not him. He was standing very close to him, so
he might have been hit. Thanks to Exotic for keeping out the way though. With a few drivers here who would have just drove right in front of everyone to get back on track.
And diagonal my Stephen Hornsey no space at all.
Soccer Kings went wide. Tom Missile through.
What is going on today?
And Missile got all out of shape at that last turn. So now Tom's going to get back at him. Missile should get that penalty removed post race, I think. But I don't know.
Racing standards have been abysmal today. Wow.
Hornsey's coming back. Hornsey and diagonal and caught up again.
They make
diagonal
again. I have no idea what's happening today.
Looking at Stewart, Callie and Hornsey going 3 wide down the straight. They've made it through clean. Oh no, they have not. Stewart's gone. Stewart and Will have been caught up. Stewart's in the wall. Exotic coming out the pits. I don't know what's going on.
Hornsey just hit the back of diagonal. I imagine a lot of people not being happy with the Red Bull today. I mean, it's always hard to tell from the spectator perspective, but it did look like Diagonal made some questionable moves today.
Yeah, it will be something that will have to be looked at, especially going into next season, the whole driving standards, because we had, remember the golden age, season 3, season 4.
Yeah. We had. I mean, just the fact that we actually had quali bans this season. I don't think maybe it was Mark of Kenya for ignoring a one-shot quali, but that's just Mark of Kenya. But apart from that, I don't think I can recall any season where we had a quali ban for someone by causing too many incidents.
Yeah, it's just the whole.
Yeah, and it's okay. That was a bit aggressive from Hornsey, just sending diagonal wide. I think that was a bit aggressive from Hornsey. Diagonal being very optimistic, trying to stick it around the outside, but Hornsey just drifted a bit wide, thinking he had the move done.
Standing Cribs now 1.3 seconds ahead in front with no penalties, and everyone else behind does have penalties, so 3 laps to go. It looks like it's going to be Standing Cribs' race to take.
For now,
But
if Havina decides to not.
True, anything can happen post race. Soccer, Woot and Cali looks like, and Will's at the back as well, that looks like good.
Colorado just scored!
And Hornsey's crashed.
Colorado's leading 1-0. Fuck Pittsburgh.
Avalanche?
Yes.
Ooh.
Mikko Rantanen. He's a cutie.
Hornsey's DNF'd. I'm not sure what happened to Hornsey's car. If you look at Exotics on board here, his car's kind of just lying at turn 1 right now. He might have made contact to the right of just
what a
got
goal.
out of shape, I'm not sure. Will's right on the back of Woot, and Cali Rob is looking to go into. No, he's not.
Sits back, takes DRS down the main straight.
Take the DRS, smart.
And Will ends. I feel like Wood could make up a lot of positions if he gets that penalty removed.
If Wood gets that penalty removed, he'll go up to P5. He's only going to make that one spot.
Ah, never mind, okay. If he gets it removed, of course. You never know.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out exactly what happens.
Meanwhile,
same with Will, he has 5 seconds that could be removed for the same reason. Hervina's taken wing damage a good couple of times, spun, and he's now sitting in P8. The same kind of example as the Soccer King, you should just stick in the race. Like, you're having a bad race, you're struggling, you've had a couple of incidents, but stick in, unless your tyre is no longer attached to the car.
I mean,
there's no reason not to DF, there's no reason to do a ka-chow and retire instantly.
I was about to say, I'm obviously known for quitting, but that's just because I can't stand this game. And give me the slightest reason to quit and stop playing, and I'm going to take it.
We raced together in that late night Monday League 2 or 3 times, and every single race you could have just quite happily through and left me all alone.
I mean, that league was abysmal.
Oh, I'm racing it on Monday night. Austria, final race of the season.
Jesus, yeah.
Standing Crib's got a penalty, it will not make a difference at this point.
Stewart will somehow pick up the point, and Circle King and Will Hines are now going at it. Circle King obviously on his old mediums won't have any chance against Will. He did go off track, so I wonder if there was contact again.
But Mr. Woot and Soccer are holding their own, considering that they're on the old mediums and everyone else is on softs or 10 laps younger.
The race
they're doing not bad for themselves.
The race is kind of dead now, and Standing Crib has now also picked up a penalty. So this could be crucial if he gets penalized after the race. And Carey taking up any positions, or is he?
No, as it stands, no. Even if all those penalties stay in the top 3, he will stay in P4. But as you say, if there's an extra penalty added on post race, then he could then find himself on the podium.
Yeah, but the race is pretty much dead going into the last lap.
Yeah, last lap, everyone's spread out. There is Soccer King's right on the back of Will. Apart from that, we're not looking at anything.
His tyres won't have any chance against Wilsoft, so I'm pretty sure that we won't see a move. He's also low on EIS, so I don't think we're going to see a drag race towards the line. Maybe Hervina on Mr. Wood.
Possibly, but I don't think so, just because Wood also has a DRS.
But
Exotic's been lapped.
Anyways,
Standing Crib, I'll leave it to you.
Is going to take the win on track. Kelsey's P2, Tom will stay P3 because Carib's not close enough. He finishes in P4. Will drops down to P6 for now, and Savina actually jumps into P5.
P5. For the race that Harvino had, P5 is brilliant.
Yeah,
He should be very happy with that. What comes on P8, Diagonal had a nightmare, and that third safety car restart. He's dropped down to P9. And Stuart had a brilliant start. He's dropped down, but he's gonna pick up a point.
He's just now making sure he doesn't get any warnings, so we can't talk trash. He won't shut up about him only getting one penalty. Is he going to reverse? I think he is, right? Oh, never mind, he isn't. I just hope he gets disqualified. That would be beautiful. Oh, never mind. I think he has. Okay, so that was an eventful race. Probably one of the dirtiest races I've ever commentated.
I really don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to watch the stream back, watch my own onboard back. Just a bit mental.
As it stands now, we have standing Crip in a provisional P1. He got the fastest lap by 1,000 off ahead of Kelsis, who finishes P2. And we have Tom Gorprof running out the podium, K-Rob in P4, and Tom from P19 after a quali ban to P3. That's impressive. K-Rob P4, Havina from P17 to P5, Circle King in his debut getting a pretty decent P6. Will Ants, Wood, Diagon and Ma also making up an insane amount of positions compared to their starting spot. And Stuart, the last guy to get a point, but the Exotic is the only guy to finish but not get a point. And Fonzie, Days, Tamer, Hodi, Mark, Dundee, the guy I'm talking to right now, and Tails not finishing the race.
The guy I'm talking to right now. Well, GG's just standing taking the win. As of now, we'll see if anything happens post race. I'm gonna have another strip waffle on tribute to the Dutch standing crib. I can't believe you've never had a strip waffle.
Maybe if you send a pic, I know what it is, but
I'm gonna send you the video of Daniel Ricciardo rolling one of them down the bank in his Antwerp.
Do that. But anyways, that's it from Bossman and us and me, from Bossman and the real GOAT of NRL, which is Kachow. What a mad race. Yeah, it was insane. I think Jack Davis is the guy who just loves Mr. Wood. Pretty sure it is. I've seen him in like...
He's a fan of Mr. Wood.
Yeah, I think he's definitely the president of the Mr. Wood fan club, if it's him.
I would like to join
that. Just ask him. Yeah, it's him. It's the Mr. Wood fan club in the chat. I honestly already forgot where he finished. I think he got like P7 or something? P7, P8?
Yeah, P7, P8 I think, with penalty.
Yeah.
But I think he P6 if that penalty gets removed.
Which is decent. I mean, it was still a decent race, even if you say that we shouldn't talk about it. He had a bad starting position. I think he started like P16. You're welcome to join the fan club. Please. I'm not a steward. I can't take off his penalty. That's down to the stewards. He's a steward, so he might take off the penalty himself. Obviously not, but yeah. Where are we next week? Jeddah?
Saudi Arabia.
I think it's Jeddah. I think I'm going to reserve for that. That's the perfect example for the standards in NRL. Anyways,
well, I'm getting paid to take you all to Jeddah, so you should go whenever you want to turn up.
True. So thanks for watching, and
thank you, everybody.
See you next week. How do I end the stream? Fuck.